German Garcia, what's up, man? Just wanted to talk a little bit about my 86 Mustang. Went live right now. Just wondering if it's time to give up on this car or take it to the next level. If you do me a favor, just make sure as you're in here, I appreciate the visit. Just make sure you smash the thumbs up, like button. That'll let YouTube know that I'm live, and it'll let more people know that we're live. We get more people in the room. Just starting now under 53 seconds. We got some more people showing up, so let's give everybody a little time to get in before I start to cover what we're doing with this bad boy. You guys see it, Misty Clean. She got a lot of dust on her right now. She's been sitting in the garage, waiting for time to go by. She got a couple of lead catfish. What's going on, man? Glad you could join us, brother. How you doing, my man? We got German Garcia in the room also. You know what I mean? So you know how that goes with the channel growth and all that. Make sure y'all help each other out. Catfish, this is my baby, my 86, man. I don't know what we're gonna do with her. She's leaking a lot now. I mean, she's got the factory motor in it, and she's gonna at least need a reconditioning on the motor. But I'm thinking about taking this opportunity right now to maybe jazz her up and get it to the next level, man. Not sure if I should start looking for a wrecked GT500 and swap the motor and transmission in here. A couple of people have been doing that swap, or if I should just go for a straight Coyote swap. I don't think I'll do the sacrilegious thing and do the LS1 swap because can't have a Chevy in a Ford. Mango 392, what's going on, brother? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing, Jeff. Me and my dad were talking. My dad's a machinist, and what we're thinking about doing is when I get it fixed up for the reconditioning, when I get the motor reconditioned, I might just mess with the pistons and the heads a little to get her a little more juice that way, but she'll still be overall factory. Maybe go with the B303 cam. I think, I'm not sure if this car already has the B303 or the E303 in it when I bought it. But what's good, Mango 392? Thanks for stopping in, bro. Yeah, man, just talking about my 86 GT here. What's time to do with it? She's sitting here in the garage. Actually, I got the new registration and I got to get her inspected again. But I haven't put her on the road because she got all, she sat over the winter. She got a few leaks. A couple of my freeze-out plugs went. We replaced those, but now she's leaking from the main seals behind the water pump and all that stuff like that. And she's the last time I drove her, she feels like she's down in power. So it's time to, I think, pull the motor and refresh it. She's got 88,000 on a 30-year-old motor. And I mean, I ran this car hard. When the motor was running good, I ran this car hard. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, German Garcia, Mango 392. Glad you guys are making friends. I'm going to be on this live for a little bit, give you guys an update. In the interim, you see her. She's all polished up, man. I got her looking right after the road trip. Nah, never going to get rid of her, Jeffrey. That's my daughter Shelby is 11 right now, and she said that I better have that car for her when she gets older. So I think, I don't know, I might have to rebuild that motor and then build another Mustang because my other daughter Sydney wants that car also. So yeah, man, but I love this car. The Regatta Blue, the LX, thanks, man. Yeah, give you a quick inside view of her. She's got a lot of crap inside of her because when I moved, so she's got a Grant steering wheel. German Garcia, that's funny. My girl said the same thing about Pokemon. Now, hey, Mona G, great to see you, girl. I named her Misty because I get misty-eyed whenever I come in the garage and see her, man. This is my ride. She's got a nice interior. She's got a bunch of parts in the back because when I move the car, I try to keep the parts with the car. But you'll see here. Hey, Mona. Guys, Mona G's a great supporter. If you guys don't know who Mona G is, Mango 392, Catfish, definitely. She's a great supporter. Love watching her videos. She's always got some creative, artistic stuff going on. And for you car guys, man, she's very inspirational for getting ideas for paint combos with some of her art stuff that she does. Mona G, I hope the back is feeling well. I'm glad to see your videos coming up. I'm glad to see you back out here, girl. Yeah, so this is Misty Clean. You see the plate. As long as the Mets don't win a World Series anytime soon, I could keep that plate because 86 was the last year they won it, and 86 is the car. She's rocking LX taillights from a 93 that they make for Falcons. And yeah, she's got a Cervini hood. And she's a 4-eye. She's a 4-eye for sure. She's got the fog lights. I can't get that low. I got all this stuff in the way. But yeah, man. So I don't know. I was thinking about refreshing the motor, but with all the things that are going on out there in the car world, I was actually thinking about going for a coyote swap. Just do the transmission, the motor, and then start running her on the track and get her around. What do you call guys? What do you call guys out there think about that? Motor swaps and bringing different motors into different cars for racing. I don't know, man. Every time I get ready to do it, this ain't the first time I contemplating swapping out the motor in that thing. Yeah, okay. See, man, go 392. That's what happens. She does. Every time I get under and wrench her a little bit and do the oil change, I mean, it's unreal. If I had a battery tender right now, some kind of battery pack, I could probably boost the car right now. She'll just fire right up with a couple of months old gas. Just sitting there. Thanks, Baltimore, my glasses. Yeah, my girls got me these glasses. I love these Ray-Bans because they're foldable. They collapse all the way out. You know what I mean? So for a guy like me who loses sunglasses a lot, this is really nice. They collapse down to this little small amount of glass, and I can put them in my pocket and I don't lose them. Thanks for the big up on the glasses, guys. Well, yeah, she's definitely a keeper. I want to make her a little more roadworthy so I could take her. Yeah, my own stunner shades. That's right. That's right. You guys know. I got my own stunner. This is the demon stunners right here. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, that's my baby, man. And every time I get ready to do something crazy to her, I drive her. And I mean, she's a solid. If I had to put a time on it, I never tracked her, but oh, Mark Anthony without the glasses. A couple of people, it's funny. A couple of people have said that to me. I appreciate the compliment. And it's funny because I have a friend that looks just like Pitbull. So when we get together, everybody says we're out, the stars are out. There you go, Jeff. There you go. That's right. Yeah, Mona G, she's good. She's good like that. She's good. Yeah, so and another thing that's unique to this car, for the car guys here, this is actually an SVO sail panel from an 86 SVO turbo. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we get together. It's funny, man. I definitely am blessed with a good group of friends, and we have a good time with that whole Mark Anthony Pitbull thing. But yeah, this is what cars look like in 1986. Let me just show you guys this. You hear that? That's called a steel door. A lot of the new cars don't have that. It's a steel door all the way around. And I got manual windows. The funniest thing is my daughters came into this car the first time and they went like this to the handle and they were just touching it. And I'm like, what's the matter? Oh, Misty Magnum? That's my 86 Mustang. Let me give you a better view of her. But my daughters touched that knob and they were like, Daddy, the windows are broken. And I'm like, no, girls, you got to crank this window with your arm. So they were thrown back by the window crank. But Magnum Dubstep, this is Misty. This is my baby. This was my first real big baby. I mean, I've had a lot of cars in my life but this is the keeper. This is the one that I keep and I just never get rid of this car. I can never get rid of it, man. Thank you, Jeffrey. Yes, I appreciate that, man. I almost bought, this is like Gone in 60 Seconds. Eleanor, this is my Eleanor. I came so close to owning these cars so many times, and this was the first one that I actually got in my hands, and it's mine. So let me see here. Let's open up the hood a little bit, see if we got, yeah. I appreciate it, Catfish. You know what I'm saying? I know you understand because you got that AMG out there, and I see the love you put into that car. I know that's your baby, too. So I know you can appreciate all that. But, yeah. You really can't see that good, but here's my air intake on there. I got a cold air intake. She's got some shorty headers. You know what I mean? All the normal Mustang bolt-on stuff. She's running 373s in the rear. I got a King Cobra clutch on it, and yeah, man. She boogies. She only weighs 2,800 pounds, so that's really what's fun about this car. It's got 300 foot-pounds of torque, and it only weighs 2,800 pounds. You car guys understand that's a lot to get out of your way on the street, She's sitting on street tires, 245s, I think, real small. They're not that big, but they fill up the wheel well back in the back of that car. And one of the greatest things I love about that car is it's a hatchback, so the whole family can jump in it, and we can muscle out hard, you know what I mean? We could go hard. But, yeah, man, I enjoy that car. Everywhere I go, I get thumbs up. It's usually one of the few 4i Fox bodies around whenever I go somewhere. Let me give you guys a view of this. This is my mother-in-law's garden over here. We came over to have some dinner with the family. And every year, this little patch of dirt turns into an oasis of food. Yeah, Mango 392. Thanks, man. And they're getting rare as they go. But in here, if you look in this bush over here, my mother-in-law's garden, she has tons of just vegetables, fruits that she grows, tomatoes and cucumbers and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, show you guys. Let's see if we can get in here and get a view. See there? Look at that. Little baby cucumbers growing. See those? And she protects them. She got to save them from the birds. She puts this stuff up. She got this stuff on Amazon and it gets the birds away. And she got her little fake owl in there. But it's amazing to me how much stuff my mother-in-law can grow on this one little patch of dirt. You know what I mean? So she's got her old organic thing and she grows stuff out of those buckets there. Tomatoes, hot peppers, green peppers, all that good stuff. Right there, that's some kind of special Asian vegetable. It's a type of squash and it grows from the flower. They grow huge and she grows them every year. Yes, you too, Mona G. Thank you so much. Great to see you again. Stay blessed, girl. I see you out there again. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Make sure you take care of my girl, Mona G. She's a real one. She takes care of everybody out there. But yeah, that's just some of the stuff there. So we'll get back to Misty, though. That was the veggies. And yeah, that's my baby, man. So I don't know. I was contemplating with all the new Dodge talk about the Hellcat Red Eye and all these other things coming out. My wife said we can only get another car if I clear out one of the garages because we got a lot of garages full of stuff. And this is the only garage you'll see that I own that doesn't have anything in it but that bad girl right there. Oh, okay, that's what's up, Catfish. Yeah, guys, make sure you go to Master Detailers on IG, man. Jeffrey Davis, he definitely has some really great cars that he pops up there that they detail and they take care of, and he knows his stuff, man. Got to see. I seen his. We rolled out with his AMG, man. So, yeah, guys, make sure you check out his IG. Make sure you're taking care of each other. Make sure you're supporting each other. Make sure you're looking out for one another. But yeah, here she is, Misty Clean, man. She's sitting in the garage. She's probably a little mad at me because as you can see here, man. I'll just show you how long she's been sitting. I don't want to do this too much. And now I'm traveling different ways, so I don't drive as much, so the car sits a lot. And this was some of the repairs I had to do from New York City's parking. That's what happens when you got a classic in the city. But yeah, man, she got a nice look. Don't forget, guys, this was 1986 when this car came out. This was supposed to be mom's grocery getter, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So let me see if I can get the light on in here. That's good. That'd be a good idea, right? Get the light on. Yeah, let's see if we get the light on in here. All right, there you go. Okay. There you go. Now we can see. Yeah. Now at least we can see better. There we go. I'll get that engine open again for you guys. You guys can see what's popping over here. Yeah, man. There she is. There's the heart of the beast. A lot of wrench hours in here when I was able to work on this car myself. As you guys know, if you watch my videos, I've had a lot of injuries to my shoulders and arms over the years, so I really haven't been able to get underneath her too much. But this was one of the last things I was able to accomplish here is get this intake and all this stuff. And I just love the little blue trim. Sounds stupid, but when you work on your own car and you do these little things, these little things make it happen, you know what I mean? And I keep it all the way funky. That's my radiator cap. Oh, actually the overflow bottle cap. On this car, I've ordered 2 of them. I've put them in, and for some reason, they keep popping off. And I don't know if it's because it's the NOS cap that goes on there. It's so tight that when pressure builds, it pops off. Or if it's just a defect on the whole damn thing. When I hit potholes and whatever in New York, it pops off. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, so one of the things I was considering is either refreshing that exact motor, going with some lighter heads, maybe a hotter cam, and then this way she can still run nice and hard and keep up with some of the newer cars that are out there. But the other thing I was thinking of is buying a Rec GT500 and taking the whole swap set out of there and swapping everything in, the ECU and all that stuff like that. And then not only will I have a car that can go a lot of places, but it can actually run with a lot of things out there. Nice. Finesse. What up, Finesse? What's going on? You know what it is, what it do. We just over here talking car talk. Got the 86 GT over here. Got the usual squad in the room. If you see any names you don't recognize, you know what to do already. Everybody's doing that thing too. But this is my 86 GT, and I was just talking with everybody about maybe possibly, I don't know if I'm stuck between doing a refresh on the motor, reconditioning to the motor, or if I should just go all out and throw in a Coyote, throw in GT 500 setup. You know what I'm saying? So you see, you got this is a 4i. The next year after this, the 87 came with the Aero front end. So the reason why I love this car is right here, this air vent. So 86 is the only, 85 and 86 was the only year with that smooth vent like that in the front. You know what I mean? And I feel like the car, yeah, thank you, man. That's an original 86 Savini hood. So it's very hard to find things for this car because of this cut right here. The cut, the way it comes and the way it matches to the bumper. You'll see a lot of guys, if they restore these cars and they fix them up, a lot of them are throwing the 87, 88 front ends because they swap right in. The fenders match right up. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this door on the hard top, just the hard top, is almost exactly the same door, minus down here. Usually on the Mustangs, you have that lower valance, that plastic valance that goes all the way out. Well, so on the 86s, it's nice and clean. This car's got a weight with me in it, gas and everything, of around 2,900 pounds, guys. So, you know, you're talking Honda Civic weight with V8 torque. You know, and then again, finesse, I was just showing everybody right here. These are SVO sail panels. So these sail panels came from an SVO Mustang, and they were grafted in. Yeah. See if you get a better look at my interior now. I got the back seat down. There's the roll bar I got to get in. I put all the parts to the car in here. I got a suspension bars back there and all that stuff like that. But yeah, man, this is what it looked like in 86, boys. So, and I got my airflow gauge, and the guy actually before me that had the car before me put these in, and I've been disconnecting it because this thing on this car, it's got a real small windshield, and this thing gets in the way. Yeah, Mango 392. You ain't lying to nobody, brother. I was just at Mod to Fame Fest this past weekend, and those 2018s with the 10 speed. Well, if you watch my videos, I actually have a video driving a convertible 2018 Mustang at the beginning of the year. My company was considering bringing one on board for service, but we decided to pass on it because it was just too fast. It was too fast to be putting in the hands of other people and the liability on it. But that 10-speed automatic, man, that car, it really makes that car really, really fun to drive. And dudes are dropping a Pro Charger on it right off the rip and making 700, 717 on pump gas. And you got guys doing E85 and Q16. They're even going hotter on the tune. So, I mean, you got a good tire on there and you got a demon special. So when you take into the fact that 40 G's, you buy the car, maybe another 10 grand in tires and Pro Charger, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Go 392. They launch good, man. They fly, and I think the bigger ride home on those cars is a lot of those guys drive the car right to the track, so it just speaks to the reliability of the car. You know, there's not really much to do to them. But that's one of the reasons why I was considering a GT 500 swap in this car, because if I throw a GT 500 swap in this car, I got a badass sleeper. You know, I should be running 11 seconds all day. So, you know, depending, I'm going to get under this car a little bit and see how bad the rust is. Get a late model Mustang like the one from Need for Speed movie. Gotcha. Yes. That, I know what you're talking about. See, the only problem with me is with late model cars, guys, is I hate that, you know, like with this car. So I've been searching the supercharger, this, that, and the everything, and you start to read about what people are having nightmares with water pumps, so on and so forth. So before I do that and ruin a perfectly running good car, I enjoy going back to my Mustang here, where with my flathead screwdriver, my 14 millimeter wrench, my my half-inch wrench, my quarter-inch wrench, and so on and so forth. It's easy to get power out of this thing right here and not really worry about no warranties. It's a rare ass car. Okay, we're gonna check that. For sure. Catfish. As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna check that on his IG for sure. But yeah, man. So the one thing that keeps me holding me back of really ripping this car apart and doing it is it's a very solid car, and with 80,000 miles and all the numbers are matching. Actually, let me see if I still have. See, like you even have. The tags are on the doors. You know, the car was repainted, but somebody took the time to keep the tags on the doors. And I want to say that this is the original This is the original paint of the car because it's starting to rust in here somewhere where it didn't rust anywhere else. So the fact that it's a real regatta blue and it's a GT, I actually ran the VIN on it. It's actually a GT, a proper GT. Let's see. Yeah, Mango 392. You know the Mopar gang. Mopar gang is relentless, man. You know, I mean, by Subaru and sold. It's made by Subaru and sold by Toyota. Oh, I got you. It's made by Subaru and sold by Toyota. So it must be one of those FRSs or let me see. Oh, Catfish. Is it an SVX? A Subaru SVX? Is that what you're talking? Is that the car that you have up there? If I'm guessing right now without seeing anything, it might be a Subaru SVX. I know those cars were back in the day a supercar and nobody ever. Yeah, all right. Everybody hit up that IG for sure, for sure. As soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna hit up your IG, Catfish. Now you got me curious. So, and I'll just give you a quick view right here. You know, 245s. Not too bad. They don't look too skinny back there. I keep the fitment there. Here, I also actually, I had this car lowered, but I went back to the heavy duty springs in the rear because when my kids get in with all their stuff, the car was rubbing the tires. But this is really the way she was sitting when she was on the front is still lowered. So I still have a little bit of rake in the car. But yeah, man, yo, so that's it for Misty Clean, guys. I just wanted to go live real quick, share my call with you, share Misty Clean, get some feedback. Anybody who watches the live after the live is over, feel free to comment. What should I do? Should I refresh the 302 5-liter original motor that's in this car? Maybe put some pistons in it, some heads. Remember that drivability is very big for me because the reason why I want to do it is I want to get it back to the point where I used to have it, where I could drive it a lot of places to a lot of shows. And I want to start showing up in the 86 Mustang a little bit too. Don't get me wrong. If I just refresh it and don't make it faster or whatever, I can always just tow it behind this bad boy. Yeah, buddy. That Bruiser Gray. Let me tell you something, guys. There's days I hate the Bruiser Gray and there's days I love it. Today's one of those days I love the Bruiser Gray because she's fresh and clean. Catfish, I hope I'm making you proud. Hey, Skylark Birdo, what it do? What it do? What it do? Over here just showing off here. Skylark Birdo can appreciate this. Just over here showing off Misty Clean, my brother. 86 Mustang. And 728, what's going on, brother? Glad you can make it in live, brother. We've been hitting, missing each other on each other's videos and so on and so forth. Welcome, welcome, brother. Glad you can make it in, man. Just showing everybody my 86 GT. She's been sitting for about 6 months now, which is a big no-no, something I never usually do. I usually try to keep driving this car as much as possible, but since then, she's a couple of the freeze-out plugs had to be swapped out. She's been leaking, and she sprung a new leak. No, it's a Toyota 86 Special Edition. That's the name of the car. Yes, Catfish, I get it. The 86, I know exactly what you're talking about. And the reason they came out with that car was to pay homage to the 86 GTSs, which I had 2 of those Corolla GTSs. And let me tell you something, man. Guys, I think they got fast cars. You don't know what a fast car is till you get in one of those little GTS Corollas with turbo setup and Weber carbs in it. And that twin cam gets roaring. I also had a Celica GTS for a while. So, yes, Demon Durango definitely was playing on the Japanese side of the pond for a while. I've been in the car game, probably dealing with cars since I'm 18 and I'm 43 now. So you just do the math in between here and there. Imagine all the great cars that was out, and I probably either ridden in them or driven them or owned them. And most of my crazy cars, the best car I ever had, I think in my possession was an '03 M3 Phoenix Metallic Gold convertible. And my wife made me shortly get rid of that because that was a very attractive car to women, let's just say. Very attractive car to women, you know what I'm saying? So as me and the old lady got together and life went on, you know, I had to be very careful and cautious in the cars I chose so that I don't send out the wrong message, you know what I'm saying? Wifey, keep wife, happy life. Remember that. Skylark Bird, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, guys, definitely make sure you got enough, you know what I'm saying? Showing each other love. I'll show you 728. I'll show you the heart of the beast. Yeah, man, this is my baby. This little pocket rocket right here brings me a lot of fun. See if you guys can see. I got the BBK headers on it, the shorty headers. It goes to a high flow X pipe. And I've got, right now I got the 50 series Flowmasters only because my 10 series sprung a leak and it sounded really crappy. So I took the 10 series out and I put the 50 series back on, but the car's still kind of quiet to me. So, yeah, just give you a quick view in the back. Got the LX taillights. And again, I just keep reiterating to you guys, this car weighs 2,800 pounds. So 728, this car probably weighs even less than your Golf GTI. And it's probably got around the same torque that you have stock. I know you got some stuff done to your GTI, but stock-wise, this car probably has the same torque and horsepower around rating as your GTI with about 300-400 pounds less. You don't know how many young guys I surprised with this car, in the streets of Mexico, we'll say, light to light with their little GTIs, and they got a little tune and everything like that, and they see this 30-year-old monster roll up, and whatever, and then we get to the next light, and they're like, wow, okay, I see you, Ford. See, unlike a lot of the Mustang drivers you'll see online, I know how to drive this car. Yeah, exactly. That's right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's a fun car on the street. I've never tracked this car because I just enjoy cruising it, really. I'm sure if I track it, it feels like a 13 and a half second car, which doesn't sound like much by today's standards. But when you talk about an 86 chassis, as a matter of fact, this is what I tell everybody with the big horsepower cars. You bring your 800 horsepower, whatever, we'll go for a ride and we'll chill. Then I'll take you for a ride in this thing and we'll do 70 miles an hour on the highway in a curve and you'll shit your pants. Because 80 miles an hour in this car feels like 800 miles an hour. You know what I mean? That's just 30-year-old chassis. Yeah, man. No, it's 728. The thing I like about it is it's very usable. I mean, it's really hard to really hurt you. You got to be doing something really dumb in this car to hurt yourself. So you can really have fun. I can hang the ass out of it real quick and look like a super drifter. You know what I'm saying? Now this thing is 5,000 pounds, and when I drive this thing fast, it's a labor of love. It hustles, it rewards, but you know what? Let's do what we do for everybody. Let's do it the right way here. Let me see here. Let's get that cold start going. Let's get a cold start for the squad. Yeah. That sound. See, I love it. The back of this car looks like my sunglasses, no? Like I got my sunglasses on, and it looks like the car got sunglasses on. For sure, Catfish. Thanks for stopping in, bro. I'll see you the 21st for sure. I think I'm going to be bringing this pretty big thing. And we got a couple of surprises on how we rolling up, too, from what I understand. So, but I look forward to it, Catfish. Always a pleasure, man. Thanks for stopping in. You know? I had an 83 335 BMW. Those cars move nice. Yes, the 83 Skylark Berto. My boy used to have a 735, and those cars were surprisingly quick too, man. I think it was like an 84 735, and man, that car used to boogie, man. We were always amazed on how that big ugly boat used to move. Yeah, that sound never gets old for sure. 728. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So yeah, here's Misty clean. So again, I was talking to some of the fellas earlier saying I think I'm gonna recondition the motor. I'm not sure though. I was thinking about going with a GT500 swap, buy a wrecked GT500 and swap in. She's a man car. She got 3 pedals, so that's half the battle right there. And if I buy a wrecked GT500, I could get everything else I need, like the pedal cluster, so on and so forth, ECU and everything. And they're out there, as long as I catch one where the motor's half-ass decent, I should be able to swap it into this car, and it should be a consistent 10 and a half, 11 second car with the weight and all depending on how I set up the rear. Because you'll see here, guys, if I do that, I'm definitely going to have to get a different rear end because I'm only running 245s here on the drum brakes. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, and I feel like, man, I've had this car so long and I've been through so much with this car. I feel like she needs a rebirth. I feel like she needs some new life. You know what I mean? Look at that car, man. It's an 86, guys. That's a 30-year-old car right there, guys. Let me get out the picture. I'm ruining the picture. Look at that beautiful baby. Yeah, man. So Feel free to drop any comments. Feel free to drop any suggestions. Any of the Mustang heads that tune in later on and check it out later on. If you missed the live or whatever, feel free to. My Mopar Arts, it's got a factory 86 302. This was the first year fuel injection. My car's a numbers matching car, so that's part of the problem I have with cutting it up and swapping it. I ran the VIN number on it, and she is. I'll turn on the light again. Let me see. Yeah, I could fit a Cobra motor in here. I know a guy that did a Cobra on a notch, but the problem with the Cobra on the notch is you gotta beat up the inside of the engine bay a little bit for it to fit, and then you got no room to work on it. I know a few guys have done the Coyote swap, and with that, that opens a whole new Pandora's box of power because if you do a straight Coyote, later on you can do the Boss intake on it. You could do a twin turbo setup on it. The sky's the limit. So Mopar Arts, there you go. That's what it looks like. This is actually, the upper intake there is from a Ford Explorer. It flows a little bit better than the stock one on this. This motor was originally rated at the 225 horsepower, guys. This motor has smaller pistons than the 87 and up 302 motors. So this was their first time really messing with fuel injection in this motor. It's basically a 289 Mustang motor, the carbureted motor, punched out to a 302. In this car, again, it made only 2.25 horsepower. The real ride home is it's about 300 foot-pounds of torque from the factory in this car. So, you know what I mean? This car weighs 2,800 pounds with me in it and the gasoline. And 300 foot-pounds of torque, you know, it leads to a lot of fun. Now, on this car, I also changed the pulleys. I did a pulley delete on this car. This car also has AC, guys. Yeah, I think the Coyote Moon. See, now that's the other thing, 728, the EcoBoost. Thank you for bringing that up, brother. Because an EcoBoost in here would weigh less than the all-steel block that I got in here right now, and it would put out tons more horsepower. 500 horsepower in this car is probably about like 800 in a Demon, just because of the weight and power ratio. And if I gear it right, if I go with a 430 gear or a 410 gear in the rear, and about a 275 contact patch, I might be able to get a 305 if I do a mini tub into the hatch. You know, if I come in here and cut into the wheel wells here. But again, there you go. So I appreciate the suggestions, because it's, again, it leads to the many things I could do with this car. And I want it to be something different because the car's always been something different. Even when I go to shows with it now in the present state, I rarely see another 86 or even an 85 for that matter. I do see some T-top cars when I do see them. Yeah, the EcoBoost is gonna be, it's definitely a contender because in this engine bay it'll fit nice. I have plenty of room for cooling. I even have this nice front vent here. I gotta turn the light back on. I should just leave the light on, right? Instead of keep fucking turning it on and off. I hate forgetting it on because then at night the freaking garage glows and I don't want to bring no attention to this garage. We live in Queens, New York, and we don't try to get no type of info. This car will be gone. Look for Mark 8 rack. Yes, the Mark 8 rack. So I have a couple of guys actually that I know that deal with those Mark 8s, and they do the hydraulic suspensions on them and all that stuff like that. And they were telling me I should try to get one of those Intech 32 valves. The only thing I don't like about the 32 valves for this car, so this is what I'm talking about for the EcoBoost. Wouldn't that be a sweet place to have the intercooler right behind, guys? Right in here. It's almost like in 86 they were asking for it. And actually that's the purpose of this, because the SVO motors were turbo. That's why this vent here, that's why I graphed this vent into the car. This side vent is usually lined on the GTs. Well, on this car, it actually mimics that front vent that we just saw, and that's from the SVO sail panel. That's actually from the Ford SVO turbo. And anybody who knows those cars, actually in the 86, those cars were actually faster than the GTs, than the 5.0s, because they were so light. So there you go, 728. The only one that was really worth anything on the SVOs were the late 85 to late 86s, because they went with fuel injected. In 84, they were carbureted and the cars weren't running right. Yeah, there you go, 728. Well, let me tell you, man, Mustangs, I was always into cars because my dad's a machinist for like 43 years, and I've always been around cars. But when I first saw these Mustangs when I was a kid growing up, I just made that whole that's it. I'm getting a Mustang. So here's what I was talking about, guys. You see in here and all in here in that area there, you can't, where the strut towers come up. I know that when they put those 32 valve motors in there, they got to do a little massaging and a little persuasion. They got to kind of beat those strut towers in a little bit so that they can actually get it to fit. And I don't know if I want to do all that because I know that the Coyote slides right in there, and the Coyote will give me a lot of juice. But one thing I will say is those 32 valve motors, when you have an exhaust on them and they're going down the road and they're revving out, man, those 32 valves, they sound awesome. They really do, guys. And so that's, that's kind of the things I'm contemplating. If I slide a Coyote in here, I know I'm going to run 11 seconds because I've already seen 3 of them done already. There's one guy with a notch on YouTube. He was one of the first guys to swap a Coyote into his notchback 80. He actually swapped it into an 86 notch for probably the same reasons why I love it, because it's the lightest of those body style Mustangs. Of these 79 to 93 Mustangs, it's one of the lighter body styles without all that cladding and shit. So 728, just, I don't know if you heard, but this is also an 86 Saline wing, and that's also an 86 rear valance on the car. So, and this color, the car's been repainted, but it was repainted the original color. This color is called Regatta Blue, and it was a special color for that year for a Mustang, because they were coming out with the fuel injection, and because they were coming out with technology, and because the 84, 85s flopped so hard with the carbureted motors, they wanted to kind of jazz it all up. And if I'm not mistaken, that color was originally a Jaguar color. It was also a color that was featured on the Lincoln Mark 7s. But 86, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if 85 it was an option. It might have been an option in mid-85 all the way through 86. And I haven't seen any other color like that except when they came out in like 92, 93 with the Reef Blue. So, yeah, man, that's Misty Clean. And I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. I think I'm going to start to tear this motor down on this car. And as we get through the motor, that'll determine what we do. Because, I mean, it would really be in to take a numbers matching car with a numbers matching motor that runs fine and bring in a whole new setup, even though 15 grand probably overall. I could probably get a motor and transmission for around 7 or 8. Yes, Mango 392. This car, if I gotta get, next time I do it live, I'll do it with the battery pack hooked up to the car so I can fire it up for you. They really do have a great soundtrack. All Mustangs, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even the new 2018s, man, they were at the track and those cars just sound mean, dude. They really do. And everybody knows a Mustang when they hear a Mustang from far away, and that's that signature sound. But yeah, so, and that's the other thing with the 302. If I refresh the 302 and I put the 10 series Flow Masters back in, it's classic. Wherever I pull up with the car, it's classic. Anybody that knows the car knows the sound, and they go with it, man. So yeah, and then that's my vanity plate. Had to do that because New York has the ugliest yellow license plates in the world. New York State, if you're listening, you have the ugliest license plates with that yellow crap. So I got this vanity plate because it's actually the white, and you can see the blue and yellow here actually doesn't look too bad. But on the Durango, I've had this plate almost 20 years. This was how New York used to have their license plates. They used to have this beautiful white with the New York State. See, the biggest problem with these plates. Yeah, even the V6 in certain exhaust sounds good. But New York, they used to have these gorgeous license plates. Look at that. They actually have the city skyline and Niagara Falls. And then they went from that crap. Let me see if I can find. Oh, yeah, look. To this ugliness. Look at this crap. You don't even want to put this in your car, man. The only car that might be able to get away with a plate that color like that is Stunner's Hellcat Yellcat. Yeah, it's not even, it's like an ugly orange yellow. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I can't put that on this. I can't put that on this. I can't put that on this. So yeah, I fight hard to keep this plate. Every time I get a new car, they always try to get me out of this plate. And I'm lucky because the next series, the D and the E first letter series were defective. And the plate started peeling. And anybody who got a D or an E first letter plate with this color plate was forced to swap over to the new yellow uglies. So yeah, man, But that's it, fellas. Yeah, nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. I mean, we pay all this money for registration and insurance in New York, and this is what they give us. I don't even know. Taxi cab. I guess they had to do something with all the taxi cab yellow paint they had left over after Uber came out. So they decided they were going to paint the license plates taxi cab yellow. But damn, man, I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate everybody smashing the likes. I appreciate everybody in the comment section. I'll be visiting y'all soon on your channels. Stay tuned. July 21st, we're going out to Morocco, Indiana for Speed Fest. Stunner Reese, my brother from another mother, Chi-Town, stand up, man. I love heading out that way. We definitely have good events and good times when we all get together. Good laughs, good races. Shout out to the big homie Demonology who put it down at Mod to Fame Fest. Shout out to Steph. Hey, shout out to GamerCam06. GamerCam06 is a young YouTube creator. He's into the car world, and I met him at Mod to Fame Fest, man. If you guys get a chance, go visit GamerCam06. He does a lot of videos on Forza Horizon. He builds cars and stuff like that. But the young homie got 105 subscribers, and I admire his hustle out here. He got a couple of thousand views on some of his stuff, and he's grinding. He's 11-year-old. He's into the car game. So for sure, shout out GamerCam06. I told you I was going to shout you out on my video. Hopefully you see it, brother. Yeah, man, and I appreciate all you guys coming through, definitely. I appreciate all the suggestions on what we should do with this bad girl, Misty Clean. Yeah, man. Every time I come out here, I get misty-eyed when I see her. I usually come and I'll sit in the seat. I'll do this. How many of you guys do this when you get in your car and you go like this? And you close the door, and she's a stick, so, you know, and you just... and just sit here and pretend you're doing 300,000 miles when your car's broken. This is the car broken soundtrack. So yeah, man, I get misty-eyed, and that's kind of what I end up doing when I see her like this. I gotta come out and sit in her. I'm sure every car guy out there knows what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? But fellas, appreciate the stop in. Hope you all showing each other some love. Hope you all are growing and showing. Appreciate it always. Big humble by everybody stopping in and taking your time to come kick it with the kid. And yeah, I'm gonna try to keep bringing you this dope content. You know what I mean? Also, shout out to Honda. All that fighting, might, and everything, and your boy's still here. And I didn't have to take down the video, so I'll drop this video at the end like this, man. Anybody tells you what to do with your channel, tell them to kick rocks. Anybody tells you can't do something with your channel, tell them to kick rocks. And you got to be able to fight for this thing, guys. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all creating on your channels. I appreciate y'all what you're doing. You know what I mean? And Demon Durango, man, we out. If you missed this video and you want to drop a suggestion on what we should do with Misty Clean, feel free to hit it in the bottom. Mango 392, likewise, man. Everybody stay blessed, man. Stay living life. Appreciate y'all. Deuce.